Good morning. So let's start the session. So yesterday I given you an overview of working with new semantic elements in HTML. So earlier in older version of HTML, entire website is designed with tables, and table have lot of issues in presenting the data. It's not SEO friendly. To make the pages more SEO friendly and user friendly, now HTML5 introduced several new elements, and there are so many. Yesterday I given you an overview of few elements. So what are the new elements we learned? One is aside. So aside contains information which is not related to our website. Usually we keep advertisements here. Another one is article. Article publishes highlights about our website. Usually what are the updates happening in our website, all such information we can keep in article. Next we have dialogue. Dialogue is used for optional interactions. So you can open a pop-up. In the pop-up, user can interact, user can view some messages that if he wants, he can close it, turn on and off the dialogues. Next, we have figure, which is used to keep a picture along with the figure caption, so that pictures and captions are search engine friendly. Easily, search engines can identify the pictures based on the caption. Next important, so we have header to display at the top margin of page. We have footer to display bottom margin of page, and we have section between header and footer. We have main content that contains the main information of your website, and we have nav for navigation bar, menu for items inside the navigation bar, and we have div and span. Div is for blocked content and span is for inline content. Inline. These are all the options yesterday we discussed. Now we will use them and we will see how to design simple layouts by using these options. But already we discussed that directly we cannot present in an effective way with HTML. HTML allows only presentation. To make it more effective, we have to use CSS. Today we will use CSS also. But don't have doubts and questions other than what we are discussing in class. CSS is a huge concept. Lot of points will be there in CSS to learn. Currently, we are using CSS just related to our concept in HTML. When you start learning CSS, you will learn everything, right? So currently, concentrate just only on the points I am explaining in CSS. So don't go other than that, because usually people have doubts like if I say alignment here, then sometimes people ask like, then how do we align others? Those all we will learn. Initially, we will just concentrate mainly on HTML, but to make it effective, partially we will use styles. So let's create a small page with the help of all these options and give a layout like appearance for it. Let's see. For that, let's go to the project here. And already I have a page index. I am adding another page in the website, and let's add the page in public folder. In the public folder, I am adding a new HTML file. Let's name it as layout.html. We can give any name, just I am giving layout.html. Okay. This is the page. Let's design with some basic points. doc type, HTML, document declaration, then document scope. I am not using all the options till now we have learned, because every day we don't need that. Every day we will just concentrate on what we are learning on that particular session. That means no need to write all every day, right? Like meta, link, everything. So I will just put a head section. In the head, I will just keep a title and I will give as a layout as title. Let's save this. And now in the body section, in the body section, we will create some design. So some design we will create and configure. And for that, I will first put a header section. Header indicates what you want to show in the top margin. And 3 sections we will divide the page. After header, we will have a section. After the section, we will have a footer. 3 sections are there: header and a section and footer. In header section, so I will keep some title. Just I will add a division div. Inside this, I will give as suppose Amazon shopping. That is the div. Just a title. Later you are going to learn headings, paragraphs and all. As of now, we will keep only what we have learned up to now. So in the division, I given as Amazon shopping. Okay. In the footer, I am adding a div. In this, I am designing some simple ampersand copy, semicolon. This is used to put a copyright symbol. It will keep a copyright symbol. And I will write copyright 2021. Okay. That is the header and section. Header and footer. Next, in the section, I am designing one division. I am designing another division. And I am creating another division. 3 divisions I am creating. Or I want to split this into 3 areas. That means I will show you the screen design. What we want to do is, we will design the page. In this page, we will keep the header section top, the header section at the top. We will keep the footer section at the bottom. And in between, we will create 3 divisions. We will create 3 divisions like this. We will create 3 divisions. In the left division, so this is header. At the bottom, we have a footer. In the middle, we have the section area. This is the section area. In section itself, we have 3 divisions. So this is the section area. This is the section area. In the section area, I am giving 3 divisions. So let's keep that, section. In this section area, I will keep 3 divisions. Left side, I will keep a navigation. Let's navigation. In the middle, we will keep a main content. And right side, we will put aside. Aside is just for advertisements. We will keep that aside. That means inside the section, we want 3 areas: navigation, main and aside. So let's go remove these divisions. So here I will simply keep one area is nav. After the navigation area, now we will create another is main. And after that main area, another one is aside. There are 3 sections inside section. Inside the section, 3 divisions are there. One is navigation, main and aside. In the navigation, I will keep a div. So usually in the navigation, we keep a menu. inside the menu, I will keep a div because we want line by line, one below another. If I want one beside another, we can use span. If I want one below another, then we will use divisions. Okay. In that first division, I will give home. In the second division, I will use suppose like electronics, and another division like footwear, and another division like fashion, something like this. So these are inside the menu, we are giving the divs. Okay. Now come to the main content here. So here I will keep another division. This is welcome to online shopping store, something like this. That is, later you will put headings. We will design headings later. As of now, just divs. I am giving divisions. Another division here I will keep as some special offers on, or I will keep this special offers or updates. Then in the main, I will put an article, right? Inside the article, so 70% off on electronics, something like this. That is just some highlights we defined there. Article, okay. Now this is in the main area. We are configuring these options. In the aside, we will just put an option like ads here. Later, we will learn about how to keep pictures, images and all. As of now, I will just keep some text. So aside, article and main, now everything is fine. In the main, if you want to put some picture, you can use a figure, and here your image. And inside the figure, we have to give a figure caption. Suppose, so television, so Samsung TV, something like this. Just figure caption I am giving, and related to that, you have to keep the images there. Okay, inside the main area, I will keep one more option inside the main area, dialogue. Here I will say, so any help, so just question I given. That's dialogue. So now we have everything kept here. Everything is ready. That means we are using all these options. We have aside, article, dialogue, figure caption, header, footer, section, main, nav, menu, and div. Span we are not using. We will use span if we want any content in the header. In header also, if I want navigation, we can use it. Later I will design that. Initially we don't need that. We are just using all these options. Now let's see the output. So open with live server, and you can see the page that we designed will look like this. So this is the page that we designed. This is the page that we designed. It is not having any great appearance. It is not having any good appearance. Now we need to give a good appearance for this page. Then we will learn little bit of styles here. How we can keep it in a correct layout format, we will see that. So let's see. So what we will do now, to add some effects, in the head section, put a style tag. In the head section, put a style tag. Style is used for embedding some styles CSS into your page. There are so many techniques. We will use this embedded technique. Embedded technique is nothing but styles are written in the same page. The problem with this is it is available only for this page. Suppose in another page, if you want some more styles, same styles you want in another page, then you have to learn about external style sheets that you will see later. As of now, we will keep the styles embedded. Embedded means we will keep within the page. then they will work only for this page, but that is enough as of now. So in the style, there are so many ways of writing effects. Don't worry about all of them. Just concentrate on only what I am explaining here. Later, you are going to learn various techniques. For example, as of now, simple. To which element you want to apply the style? Write that element tag name. I want to apply for header. Just write the tag name. Tag name, what is it? Header. For this header, I want to give some set of effects. Then put a block. This indicates what effects you want for that header. That means what are the effects you want to apply. All these effects must be enclosed inside this block. These are the effects we are giving for header. Here we need to write some effects. Generally, we will have an attribute and value. Attribute and value. Left side, first we need to write attribute. Attribute means various attributes are there. Currently, we will use few attributes. First attribute, these are easy to understand. I want to apply background color. Then you have to write like this. Background hyphen color. It's mandatory that you have to follow these spellings and standard rules. Background hyphen color, right? And colon, which color you want to apply. You can apply a background color. For example, I given some tomato, that is the background color. After writing the effect, put a semicolon. That is end of that effect. You want to add more effects, then enter next line. In the next line, I want to change the text color. Background color is this text color. Then color. Color is used for text color. Text color, what you want? I want some white. I already told you, you can use color names or you can use color codes. Color codes, we discussed about hexadecimal codes, how we can configure. So this is the background color and color. Okay. Next option, you can see now that we are applying for header. Once you apply this, once refresh and see here, the page looks like this. That means we have header with background color and foreground color. These two attributes are quite simple to understand. One is background hyphen color, which color you want to apply. Another one is color, that is text color. Now another option I will give here as padding. Padding and margins, these are important. I will tell you a simple point. So to understand that concept, you need to know what is padding and options. See, for example, this is a container. So this is actually a container. This is container. Inside the container, you have your text. Now for this container, you can see this is, I will put some color here. This is the container. This is a red container here. This is the container. For this container, you can observe that this is called border. The container is having border. Inside the border, we have some text. Usually what happens is this text will be here in the left corner. That means usually text will be like this. Understood? Now we want some space above the text, left side the text. That means we want the space around the text. Then the space around that content is called padding. Padding indicates the space around that content, around the text, that we call as padding. For example, this container is present in a page. This is page. This container is present in a page. This is page. Now in the page, this container is present. This container is present here. You can move the container here. Above, below, down, left, you can move the container. This area is called margin. Understood? We have top margin. So similarly, we have left margin. We have like left margin. We have like bottom margin, right margin. Margin is the distance between the page and your container. And padding is the distance between the content and the container border. Content and the container border. The space around the content is called as padding. So how many pixels padding you want? You have to mention that. So you see currently in the design, I will just zoom it for you. Actually, it is like this. You see, there is no space around the content. So what we will do now, we will go here and we will put an attribute called padding. Padding, how many pixels? 20 pixels padding. I'm giving 20 pixel padding. You can give any pixels. And you see now, the space around it will increase. The space around the text is called as padding. And important here, I'm just giving as 10 pixel, then little bit decrease. I'm giving as 5 pixel, then little bit decrease. I'm giving as 3 pixel, little bit more decrease. You can set the space around the content. Actually, its original size is this. Original size is this. I zoomed it for your visual sake. I zoomed it. Original size is this. I want some more padding. Then I will give 10 pixels. Then space will come. So we have 3 options. Background color, another one color, another one padding. These are very simple to understand. What is the background color you want to apply? What is the color you want to apply? And what is the padding? Okay, next, I want to increase the font size of that particular text. Then what we will do? Here, we will apply font size. Font size, I will give as 20 pixels. Everything pixels. How many pixels you want the font size? So 20 pixels font size. Then you can see that the font size is 20 pixels. Size increase. We want to increase the font size more. Then I will give the font size as 40 pixel. You can see font size increases. You can adjust the font size. I will give 25 pixels. Then you can see the font size is this. Font size, character size you can adjust, you can increase. This is the original size of your page. And we are setting the font size to 20 pixels. Okay. I want its alignment center. I want its alignment center. Then you can just give. So another option what we used, font size. Another option, you can give text align. Text align. You can give text align as left, you can give as center, you can give as right, or you can give as justify. Already I told you these alignments left, center, right, justified will reduce the raggedness of right edge in a paragraph. So here, this is alignment. I will give as text align center. And you can see now header gets into that center aligned. This is center. This is how we want the header. You can give lot of other effects. As of now, this is enough. So we have background color, we have foreground color, we have font size, we have padding, and we have alignment. These 5 attributes I applied for this header. The same effect, if I want for footer also, then you can simply put like this, header, comma, footer. If I write like this, the same effect will be applied for both header and footer. So you see now, I will save this, header and footer have the same appearance. But if you want a different appearance for footer, different means font size different, padding different, alignment different, then you should not write like this. After you finished your header, there is no order. Order means you can write above, below, anywhere. Make sure that you are writing inside style. There is no order, like first header came, that's the reason header we have to write. You can write any effect anywhere. There is no order for these attributes. There is no order for this syntax. Anything you can write. So that means, for example, I am writing footer. Okay. Footer background color also we have to give as same. Suppose same color I will give. Or I will give the background color as black. Okay. I will give the color as white. Text align as center. And font size I will give as suppose 15 pixels. That is the font size. And you can see the footer appearance is different. So depending on your requirement, same appearance you want, then you can give that as same color, and we will give some space padding. How many pixels? Some 5. You can see it is having a different appearance. Just font size is changing. Font size is changing. That means I will apply the font size 20, then it will get that appearance and display. So there is no reusability concern here. That means reusability means many times you have a doubt like, do I need to write all these again and again? Of course, you have to write. Is there any shortcut technique for this? No shortcut technique. You have to use a concept called SCSS, SAS. Later, while learning CSS, you will learn about that. With that, we can improve this little bit. But every effect you have to write. You have to configure every effect. So header and footer ready. There is nothing complex here to understand, right? Or simply you created style. In that, for 2 elements, you are applying the styles. One is header, another one footer. Okay. Next, header and footer are ready. Between header and footer, I have section. Between header and footer, we have section. The section height I want to increase. Section height is according to content inside it. So between header and footer, this is all section area. And I want to increase the height for this section. Then we can go here. We can write for what? Section. For section, what you want to adjust? I want to adjust the height. Height I given. Height I given as 400 pixels. Maximum how many pixels recommended for height? Already I told you. 720 pixels. Am I right? 700 pixels height, 1200 pixels width. When you are designing a page, there are certain standards of page size. Always make sure that page width is how many pixels? Yes, 1200 pixels width and 700 pixels height. And based on that, I just given 400 pixel. 400 pixel height for section, it will increase. This is how we want the size. I am increasing the height of the section area. So I want a little bit more, then I will give 500 pixels. Then you can see that is the size. So usually it can be up to 800 pixels, 700 pixels. So I will just keep as 450 pixels. Now that is fine. That is the header and the footer. 2 areas we have designed. And section, we are adjusting the height of the section. Okay. As per our design, as per our design, once we done that, okay. After as per our design, what you have to do now, in that section, we need 3 divisions. That means section need to be divided into 3 columns. We have to divide the section into 3 columns. So let's go to the design. The section need to be divided into 3 columns. To divide any area into columns, then you have to use an option called display grid. Display is an style which is used to display information in various ways. There are so many display techniques. We will learn about all of them in CSS, and gradually in HTML we will use them. Initially, display grid is used for dividing the content into rows and columns. Grid means rows and columns. So display grid, okay, fine. That means section need to be displayed in grid. That's fine, okay. Now you see in the output, nothing is happening. In the output, nothing is happening because you said that display grid, but you have to tell how many columns. How many columns? That means after saying display grid, according to our design, in the section, 3 areas are present. One is navigation area, another one main, one more we have aside. Then 3 sections we need to divide. That means we have to use an attribute called grid template columns. Grid template columns. Grid display grid is used to divide into rows and columns. Currently we want columns, and grid template columns tells how many columns you want and how much width for every column. That means how many columns we want? 3 columns. We have to share the 3 columns width out of 1200. Maximum number of pixels how many? Width how much? 1200. We have to share among 1200. So navigation area, left column navigation area, I will give 200 pixels. Okay, fine. After that, this is for left column. Then how many still remaining now? 1000 pixels remaining. Right side, center how much you want? So 800 pixel. 800 pixel. And right side, how much you want? 200 pixel. That means you can divide multiple columns. Maximum how many columns you can divide? 12. 12 columns you can divide maximum. Because of 1200 pixels, you can divide maximum into 12 columns. And the width need to be mentioned like this. So you see now, when I mention like that, you can see the content will be in this way. So left, you see left navigation bar came. In the center, we have the main area, and right side advertisements. 3 columns divided. So that means we have to define in this way. Or there is another technique. Writing like this in pixels is always little bit risky. Why? Because later if you adjust the width and height of window, then suppose you are watching this on mobile, then on mobile also 800 pixels it will take. But already I told you, mobile maximum screen supported is 500 pixels. And 800 pixels, 1200 pixels, if it takes on mobile also, content will be disturbed in alignment. Then better you write like this. Better you write like this. This is how you need to write. 2 fractions, FR. 2 fractions, that means out of 12 fractions, 2 fractions for left, 8 fractions for center, and 2 fractions for right. This will be very good. Why? Because this will adjust according to device width. You are watching on tab, it will fit to tab. If you are watching on mobile, it will fit to mobile. So better use fractions instead of using pixels. If you use pixels, working, pixel already you saw it is working. But pixel problem is when you take it to other devices, according to those devices, it will not fit. It will be same. Then we have lot of disturbance in presentation. So better always use fractions. We have to divide everything among how many fractions? 12. As of now, we are having only 3 columns. So I given 3. You can add 4, 6, 7, any number of columns you can configure there. So it's ready now. You will see it is same. So I refresh this, it is same. No change inside this. It is same. That means it is dividing everything into these fractions. If you don't give this grid template columns, it cannot arrange into columns. You have to give that grid template columns, then it can arrange into columns. And display grid also very important. After giving display grid only, you can divide into columns. So display, first you have to set it to grid. After that, grid template you have to set to columns. Grid template columns, how many columns? 2 fractions, 8 fractions and 2. Okay, that is fine. Now the section is ready. You can see section is ready, but section is exactly attached to the header. From header little bit push down. I want to push the section down. Then we have to use the margin top. Margin top. Top margin. That means above that section, how much space you want. Above the section, 20 pixels I want. You can give margin top, you can give margin left, you can give margin right, you can give margin bottom. In body section, I showed you already. Margin can be set into 4, left margin, right margin, top and bottom. Here in styles, we have to write like this, margin top. So margin top 20 pixels. You see little bit shifted down. You can see it has some space above. So this is header and the footer and the section area. Section is divided into 3 columns. 3 columns. Now inside the section, this is navigation. Inside the navigation, you see here, inside the navigation, we have menu. Inside the menu, we are having divs. Actually, what happened is in the latest versions of HTML, very latest, in HTML5, they introduced this menu area, but in very recent versions of HTML, they removed it. That means they recommend that without menu, design your navigation. Put divs or put ordered list, unordered list. Ordered list, unordered list, we will see later. That is the reason very latest websites, you will not see this menu. Because directly it will treat these divs as menus. You don't need to design a menu. So if I remove this menu, so I will remove that menu. It is normal, nothing special here. I will remove that menu and you will see there is no difference there. You see there is no difference there. It is same. Difference, you can observe that if I give menu, the left indent will be little bit adjusted. You see, I give that menu, this area inside menu. We are adding that inside menu and you can observe here some left space indentation came. If I am not keeping in that menu, then it will be normal. If I am not keeping in the menu, then it will be normal, exactly at the border. Depending on your requirement, either you keep in a menu or directly define that. Directly define. You can do anything. So recent versions of HTML don't recommend menu for navigation because already it is having indentation. If you want to avoid that indent space, correctly left side we want to put our navigation bar, ignore that menu area. Now divs are present only in navigation area. Divs are not present only in navigation area. Divs are present several locations. Div is present inside footer. Div is present inside the headers. Div is present inside the navigation. But I want some effects to the divs inside navigation area. Then what we can do is, we can write like this. I am writing now. If I write now, that means it will apply the effect to entire navigation area. But I want to apply for only the divs inside nav. Then we have to use nav space div. This indicates that it will apply effects for the div which is present inside nav. For example, if I give nav comma div, then it means nav and div. If I give like this space, it indicates that div inside nav. Div inside nav. That means because div is present in several locations, everywhere we don't want that effect. We want only the effect for the div present inside the nav. Then we have to use space. Lot of other techniques are there in CSS, you will learn later, right? Because when you are watching online tutorials and all, you will see several symbols. Don't worry about them. In CSS you will learn. As of now, you just know about these 2 points. Comma, it indicates that we are applying for both of them. Space, that means we are applying for the element inside that navigation area. Okay. What I will do is, for this div, that means all are divs only. Every div inside this navigation, what I will do is, for that div, I will give border. Every div will have border. Border, how to give border? How many pixels border you want? I want 2 pixel border. Which color border you want? So tomato, that is the color border I want. That's it. What style border you want? Solid border I want. We can have solid border, dotted border, dashed border, waved border. Different types of border styles are present. Double borders. As of now, solid border 2 pixels I have given. And you see suddenly all the divs will have that border. All the divs are having that border. Just I will zoom for your understanding sake. You see all the divs are having that border. Now important is, I want the width not that much because the menus are very short. Then I will give width how many pixels? 200 pixels. You can see the width adjusted to 200 pixels. I will adjust to 100 pixels. Then the width of border will be like this. We are adjusting the width of that border here, width of that border. So I will give little bit, 120 pixels, then it is adjusted. One more point is, every div is attached to each other. Below every div I want some space. Tell me how to give. Below every div I want some space. Tell me how to give. Below I want some space. Every div below I want some space. What option I have to use? Padding is the space between the content and border. So which one we have to give? Good. Margin bottom. Margin bottom. Understood? Margin top means it will adjust the space above. Right? It will adjust the space above. Space below means margin bottom. Padding means padding is around the text. You remember here. Observe. I want the space above na. Above this container I want the space. Above the container space or below the container the space. Then we have to use margin. Padding is not that. Padding is above the content. Above the content, below the content, left, right. That is padding. Margin is above the container. Divs are containers na. So you want below. Then you have to use margin bottom some 20 pixels. Then you can see that every div will have some space. Every div will have some space. Every div will have some space. I want some space around the content also. Around the content means then we have to use padding. Padding I will give as 10 pixel. You can see padding adjusted here. I will give font size as 20 pixel. You can see font size increases. Font size increase. I want to set background color. So then I will give background color. Some light coral, that is the back, or light salmon, that is the color. And color I will give as white. And you can see it will give like this. I can give any dark color, so I will give the same color for everything, tomato. So that means it will get that color. It will get that color. And I want the border color to change. You can change the border color some black, then border color will be black. We can add anything, border color different, inside color different, you can configure anything. Now another important point is I want curved corners. So you can also use border radius. Border radius means how much curve you want for border. Suppose 10 pixel border radius. Then you can see border radius will be adjusted in this way. That means it is adjusting the curved corners and you are keeping the content there. That means we have a header and we have a footer and we have navigation. You can keep border for header, you can keep border for footer, you can keep border even for section. As of now, suppose I will go to the header and I will keep here border as 2 pixel solid and black. That is the color. You can see that is applied for header also. Similarly, for footer, we want to apply the same. I will apply the same for footer also. Then footer also is having the same. That means for header, for footer, and for these navigation, we are having borders. So what are the options additionally we given here? Additionally, we given one is border. Border, how many pixels you want? Thickness, you can adjust the thickness if you want. So which color you want? Color of border. Which style you want? Style you can keep as dotted border, dashed border, solid border, like this. We can have groove border. So many border styles will be there, you can apply. We want some curved corners, then what we have to use? Border radius. Border radius, how many pixels you want? You need to configure that border radius. So that is the option we have to define. Now everything looks okay, and you see the design is this. Now one more important here, figure captions, headings and advertisements general. We don't have any special appearance. You can give some appearance. What I will do is, I will write here, I will go here and I will write for aside. Aside is for advertisement. Aside width, I will give as 100 pixel. Aside height also I will give as 50 pixel. And aside border, I will give as 2 pixel dotted and black, something like this. That is the effect, and I will give text align as center. Then you can see aside is having the border like this. That means for advertisement, I given a small border for that and kept the content there. Font size, everything you can change. That is aside area. Okay. Now let's keep some appearance for article and figure also. Article and figure also I am giving some appearance. Article. For article I am giving width is equal to 300 pixel. Background color as suppose color as some dark cyan, that is the color, and color as some white, and padding is some 5 pixels. And I will give font size as 15 pixels. And you can see that article have a different appearance now. Article have a different appearance. Width, height, font, everything you can change. That means for article, I am giving the font size as 25 pixels. And article width I given as 200 pixels. Then it will be displayed in this way. And I want the alignment to keep correctly, then I will use text align as what? Center. And it will keep that here. Later we can change its positions, keep anywhere you want. I want to move it from left side, little bit left side. I want to move it little bit from left side. Then what do you suggest? From left side I want to move it. Then we can give margin what? Left. Margin left 200 pixels. I given margin left, right. Margin left 200 pixels, and you can see it will be like this. Margin left, it is 200 pixels. Then we are configuring in this way. Okay, that is fine. I will keep as 300 pixels, then it will be more. And very important, we have this also. So that is what? That is main area. Na? Inside main area, we are having a div. Then how to apply effect for div inside main area? How to apply effect for div inside main area? You can write main space div. So font size as 40 pixels, and you can see that its size will be like this. And I will keep the text align as center. It will be center aligned. It will be kept center aligned. As of now, just few rough options we are applying. Later we can put it more better way, because this is just our first layout design, right? And later we can add so many effects and options for this. And here we have figure and figure caption. I will give figure. So for figure, what effect you want to give? I want to give height as 250 pixels and border as double border, and 2 pixel double border and black. That is the figure option we have designed. Then it will be like this. You can adjust the width, you can adjust the height, and we can configure for that. So I will just give here another width. I will adjust for this. Width is 200 pixel. Width 200 pixel, that is fine. Height I will adjust to suppose 200 pixel. So the height is adjusted to 200 pixel. Figure caption, you can give a different appearance for figure caption. I will just leave it like this. One option is missing here. We have written it, but it is not there. Dialogue is missing. You see, in our code we written dialogue. You can see in our code there is a dialogue, but dialogue is not displayed in the output. Dialogue is not displayed in the output. Dialogue is missing. Figure is coming. So figure height I will adjust here as 100 pixels. Yeah, height, because we don't have any image as of now. That is enough. Dialogue is missing because dialogue is an container which can be turned on and off. If you want dialogue to on, then you have to write inside dialogue open. If you write open, by default dialogue will not be displayed. If you say open, you can see dialogue will open, and you can see dialogue is displayed here. Actually, we can move the dialogue. We can keep it right side, bottom, left side, top. We can put a close button. We can click on that close button and close it, but that requires JavaScript. As of now, we don't know any JavaScript. We will just know that how to open dialogue and close manually with attribute. If you don't give this open, if you don't give that open, then what will happen? It will not display. And if I say open, it will open. It will open. Where to open, that you have to control later. Later we will learn how to control it. That means how do we open, how do we close, how do we minimize? All such things requires JavaScript. As of now, this is enough. If you want adjustment, later I will tell you how we can adjust it. That means right side corner, bottom corner, where you want to display. Usually in our website, we have seen this at the bottom of screen. For that, actually, we need to use an option called dialogue. For dialogue, we have to write position. Dialogue position, we have to give as absolute. Positions, there are so many things we will learn later. Absolute, and I given as suppose right 0 pixel. Position absolute 0 pixel. It is not adjusting. Why? Because already I told you to make it adjusting. So we need some more scripting options to understand. As of now, don't worry, because later you will learn about what is position, what is absolute, what is fixed. So many positions are there. As of now, don't worry about that. Later we will design it. So as of now, just what you have to do, you have to put one option. What is it? Open. If you don't give this open, then dialogue will be there, but it is hidden. When you keep open, then it will display. That means keep that open, then it will display. You can see dialogue is displayed. Where to keep it, later you are going to handle and learn. This is one simple option. These examples I will upload into the classroom. Already I given it. If you look at the HTML document I uploaded, this entire example is there along with the code. You have to go through that. And what I am designing in the class, that I will upload into classroom. This example we will upload into classroom. Similarly, if you know this effects, what you have learned today, effects like CSS you have learned, you can design more styles in effective way. For example, see, let's go to a website now. Let's go to a website now. These effects everybody understood now? There is nothing special in this. So only one additional thing is how to divide everything into columns. For that we have used display as what? Grid. Display as grid. And inside that we have used grid template columns. And we have all the sections included in this. Let's take one sample website. Some Amazon. Let's take this Amazon. This is Amazon.in. Okay. In this Amazon, you scroll down. Now you see in the Amazon, you have, this is the footer of Amazon. This is the footer of Amazon. Lot of things are there, very complex options are there. Now, just like, for example, I want to design only this area. That means later we will design entire page. I want to design only this footer area. I want to design only that footer area of Amazon. Now you can design it, because in that you can see just basically you can see how many columns are there here. 5 columns are there, right? That is 5 columns. And remember here, not only just 5 columns, this is another row. Understood? This is another row. That is another row. And above this you have another. That means 2 rows, and bottom row is single column, and top row is having 5 columns. Now let's see how to design it. Later you can design the above and other options also. For example, this also I want to design. This also I want to design or keep this area, right? How we can configure that? Let's see one option we will see here. How to design this? Let's see. Now you can tell easily, right? How to design these areas. Just only the design we will look at that first. Let's go and I will add a new file in the public folder as Amazon footer. Amazon footer.html, and here I will just create doc type HTML head. So head and title as Amazon footer. And below this, so we have the body section. Above there will be lot of content, but our concentration is only the footer area. We will design the footer area. That means we have to give footer. Inside the footer area, so here we need to design 3 columns of how many? 5 columns. 5 columns. Then we need 5 containers inside it. So how you design container? Div. This is one container. Okay. So another container, div. Another container, div. 3. And another container, 4. And another container 5. We have 5 containers. Now see, according to the just design, you see here, the website, the 5 containers, ABE books, Amazon web services. So in the first here, inside the div, again div. And here I am giving ABE books like this. And later below that we will put some more titles. Later we will see that. And inside this div, again division. Another one is Amazon web services. Okay. Inside this another div. What is it? Audible. Okay. Another div. We will keep another div. Okay, what is it having? DP preview. DP preview. Okay. Another fifth column we are having IMDb. Right. These are just only the options inside the div, another div. There we are having IMDb. Now the main divisions are 5 inside the footer. When you look at this initially, it looks like this. There is nothing special in this. Now you know how to divide into columns, right? You know how to divide into columns. Here we have to write style, and for which element you want to apply? Footer. For footer, height, how much? I want to set 300 pixel height. 300 pixel height. Okay. Background color, I will put it as black. Color, I will put as white. And the font size, I will give as some 15 or 20 pixels. Font size 20 pixels. Okay. Now you can see that the footer will be in this way. I will add some padding here. Padding is some 20 pixel. That means it will give some space. How many columns we need to divide this now into? How many columns? 5. You know what to do now. What is it? Display grid. After that, grid template columns. 5 divisions. What are the fractions now? General school mathematics, man. How much? 3 pixels I will give. How many pixels we need to give? How many fractions I will give? 5 columns out of 12. Yeah, these people give fractions. Just for example, suppose I can give 2.5 fraction. Right, this is for left. Okay, so that means how many columns we are dividing. So that means we have to give in fractions. Then another, how many? 5 now. That means 2.5 again fractions. Another 2.5 fractions. Remember, if you go more than 12, then it will not display correctly columns. So I am giving here 2.5 fractions, then 2.5 fractions, 2.5 fractions, and you see how many fractions we are having. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fractions you are having. And observe here, I divided into 5 fractions. It will be in this way. But still some space is adjusted there. Some space is there. That means some more fractions we need to adjust. In between, anything you can adjust more. That means, for example, if you have more content, you can put it more. That means what we can do is, for the third column, I am giving 3, right? I am giving 3 fractions. Then it will adjust to 3. Right? For the second column, 2.5. And for the second column, I am giving 3 fractions. It will give that second column 3 fractions. It depends on your requirement. You can configure in this way. And very important is, that is the footer we have given. Now inside the footer, under these divisions, again divisions will come. Understood? Under the division, you can keep general text. You can keep general text. How we can define general text? You can see now, this is the site. General text we are configuring. That means books and art and collection. Book, art and collection. That means here I am writing. Here I am writing books, art and collection. So like this I am defining. And you can see that it will display in this way. I want to adjust the font size of this. Little small font size for this. Then how to address this div now? Because a lengthy hierarchy is present. That means you see in the footer we have a div. Inside the div, another div. But actually inside the div we have 2 divs. Then how we can address any specific? The another way is, what you can do is you can put titles, you can put an ID. Later so many effects are there, I will tell you. So many effects are there, I will tell you. ID as title. What is difference between ID, name, classes? So many will be there. In CSS you are going to learn. Already I told you, I am repeating again and again. Don't get excited. Just concentrate on only what topics I am giving in the class. Right? Don't get into doubts like how to do like this, how to do like that, how to design YouTube. Right? Your level is not that now. Right? Just concentrate on what I am telling in the class. Stick to it. That's it. When you learn CSS, you will able to do everything. Other things remove from your brain. Right? Just concentrate on what effects currently I am explaining. That's it. Practice that. Later you will learn all the things. Huh? Right. Now this is ID title. Okay. Another ID is topic. Title, topic. Two options are there. What I will do now, all these are given title ID. That means this is ID as a title. This is also ID as title. This is also ID as title. Okay. Under this topic will be there. Topic will be there. Okay. Under that, how many topics are there? Observe. This is having one topic. This is scalable cloud and computing services. So here, div and ID. ID is what? Topic. Scalable, what is it? Cloud computing and services. Okay. That is related to topic. For Audible, I am giving download audio books. This is having ID again as what? Download audio books. Okay. And deep preview. So for this, we are having digital photography. So div ID as topic and digital photography. Okay. And one more option is there. Movies, TV and celebrations. That means here we are giving another option, topic. ID topic. So movies and TV and celebrities. Okay, like this. Okay, now you see now, it doesn't make any difference in our design. It looks normal. All are present. So let's go into the design now. How to access IDs? ID advantage, you can directly address that element. IDs are referred by using hash. IDs are referred by using hash. What is the ID? Title. For the title, what effect you want? Font weight. Font weight you can give bold. Font weight bold. Thickness. You know, bold italic. If you want italic, you have to use font style. Font style italic. If you want bold, font weight as bold. Okay. That is title. So for topic, hash topic. For topic what? Font size as suppose some 12 pixels. Font size 12 pixels. Color I will put as some gray. Gray will not display. So I will say light yellow. That is the color for topic. So that is the font size and option. Now you see appearance will be like this. Now we have title and the topic. Title and the topic. That means it is going to display in this. Just for your reference, I am zooming it. It is displayed in this way. Depending on how much width you are defining. That means title separate font. Suppose you can also give title font family Arial. By default we have Times New Roman. Arial is the font family. It looks different font. And based on the font family, you can change the font size. That means I will give font size as some 18 pixels. 18 pixels. Then font size for title will be changed a little bit. We can add font, we can give font size and configure that. So that means we can design information into columns. We will take some real-time websites and we will try some more layouts now. That means we will take one more website. We will try to design the layout of that particular website with whatever we have learned. Then we can go into paragraphs, headings, and other options how to handle. That we will see in our next session, right? Tomorrow we will do. Today this is enough because you need to practice this. If you practice this, then tomorrow I will give you exercises. That means first you practice what I given today. This I will upload into classroom. This code I will upload into classroom. You need to practice this. And once you are perfect with this, tomorrow I will give you some exercises to practice. That means I will give you tasks. You need to do that and submit. Then tomorrow we will learn more about the body section, some more additional attributes, how to handle them. We will take a sample website and we will try to design that layout according to that website. Okay. Tomorrow we'll continue, right?